Look his face.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
He's special.
You can like.
The guy is special. Everything that could possibly be special about this guy is special. A guy like this is the type of guy that you love to watch and follow. The most special guy that I've ever come across.
Hello and welcome to the Patrick McCoy Sports Show. Today we have Cage Titans flyweight amateur champion Tyler Smythe. How are you, man?
Not bad, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, in your last fight where you won the belt, it didn't start too well for you. You nearly got submitted, and it started rocky. But then you pulled it off, and you got the third round submission. So, what did you take away from that fight? You know, having the experience of maybe being a bit hurt and being in danger, to then pulling off the win.
I don't know. It's kind of what we expected. Kind of what I expected. We knew Joe liked guillotines. We knew that once he grabbed on, he would not let go for the life of him. So we were expecting a dogfight, and I knew I had to go through some tough shit to get the win, and so it was no big deal.
And were you close to tapping on? How tight were the guillotines and the other chokes that you were in?
It was tight for a second. I won't lie. But as soon as I passed guard, I was free, and I was on to trying to dominate.
Yeah. So now, you know, you're lined up to become the amateur champ, right? You're looking at 135 title shot against Arthur Mpofu, who's also very good in his own right. So how do you feel about this matchup?
I feel good. We train hard. We work hard. We train to fight the top guys. This is what I asked for. This is what I signed up for. This is I like the matchup. I'm excited, and I'm ready to go.
And obviously, it's a different weight class, right? So are you more relaxed with your diet when cutting this weight, or are you sticking with the same thing?
Pretty much sticking with the same stuff. I'm excited that I don't got to cut to 25. I'm excited that it's at 35. Yeah, the diet's pretty much the same.
And what's your natural weight outside of fighting then? And how much easier is this cut for you?
I walk around about 45, 50. So 45 really, 35, it really isn't much of a cut. When 25, that's like 10 more pounds I got to cut, and that's when it starts to get a little brutal. But yeah, this cut ain't much for me.
And where do you see your biggest advantages in this fight? You know, you have amateur Muay Thai experience, and you're a very good grappler. So where do you see your advantages in this fight?
Definitely the wrestling and the ground game. He's definitely more of a striker. But I'm excited. I'm excited to show it all. I'm excited to strike with him. I'm excited to mix it up. I'm just excited for the overall fight. He's a good opponent, probably the most experienced opponent that I've had to go against. I'm excited.
And so obviously becoming champ is a big thing in its own, any promotion, but you are an amateur. So if you win this fight, are you looking to go pro and build yourself up, or are you happy to stay with amateur, get a few defenses in?
Not right away. We still have a couple fights lined up for amateur for the rest of the year. I have an opponent for Indiana or scrap, so I plan on focusing on that as soon as this fight is done. We're not taking any breaks around here. But we're going to continue the year as amateur, and then maybe next year we'll jump up to that next level. And it's all up to my coaches. They decide if I'm ready or not. I really don't have a say. I put all my trust and all my faith in my head coach Nate Libby, and we go from there.
And obviously, you're one of two double championship opportunity fights, the main event being Giorgio Giannetti versus Trevor Goody. Do you have a prediction for that fight at all?
I got Giannetti.
Giannetti, how? Like knockout, submission? What are you looking at?
I don't really know. I'm excited for that fight. I'm not a huge fan of the other guys, so I like the way Giannetti fights. like the way he carries himself. So I got Giannetti all day.
And are you gonna stay after your fight? Are you gonna stay in attendance to watch the rest of the card, or are you going home and having a party?
Yeah, most likely I'll be staying in Plymouth after the fight. We'll go have some food, have some drinks, and then we'll stay in Plymouth at the hotel, and then head back in the morning.
Head back in the morning. All right. And when you do eventually go pro, are you looking to stay with Cage Titans, or are you looking at another promotion to go to?
Definitely Cage Titans. Whoever can find me an opponent, whoever. I love fighting with Cage Titans. I love. It's kind of a haul from where we are. It's a few hours, but it's a good adventure, and they treat us well.
Yeah, and obviously you have a very fun nickname, the Butter Knife, right? Tyler the Butter Knife Smythe. So what inspired you to have that nickname?
Oh, that wasn't me, but that was
No.
oh, that was a nickname I got kind of when I first joined the gym. It just started as a joke, and then it stuck, unfortunately. And then the people like it, the promoters like it, so I put it out there as the nickname. I tried to hide it for a while, but that didn't work out too long. What's that?
Do you think you'll ever change it then if you're not too fond of it when you're
Can't change.
up?
You can't make your own nickname. I don't.
Yeah, true.
Hopefully, someone gives me a different nickname.
Now, I wanted to ask you a few more questions that like don't necessarily have to do everything with fighting. Some do and some don't, and they're shorter questions. So, do you have a favorite movie that you like to watch?
Movie?
Yeah, favorite movie.
Good question. Fuck. I really like Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Mm. Do you have a favorite TV show? I know it's similar to the movie question, but do you have a TV show maybe that will be easier for you?
No, not quite. I really don't watch too much TV. I really just don't have time. I work, train, go home, eat, go to bed, wake up, train, go to work, train again, eat. I don't watch too much TV. I'll put something on before I go to bed, but that's about it.
And where do you work outside of fighting?
I work doing masonry. My head coach is also my boss during the day, so
you guys have a good connection with each other then.
Absolutely, yep.
Do you have a favorite song? Could be your walkout song or just a song in general that you really like.
This camp, I've been listening to a lot of. I like Meek Mill. Meek Mill's been pumping me up lately.
Yeah.
But my walkout song is a little different. Walkout song's a little classic. Journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like a little bit of everything. I don't really have a favorite song, but I listen to a little bit of everything.
And do you have a favorite fight of yours that you've had?
I'd say the last fight with Joe.
That was probably Joe.
Yeah, that was probably the fight where I was like the most comfortable in between rounds. I love flying out to Indiana, fighting for Art of Scrap. Yeah, I'd say probably the last fight for Cage Titans with Joe. Probably one of my favorite fights.
And when you had one Muay Thai fight in Cage Titans, how hard was it not to just go take him down? You obviously used the clinch a lot in that fight. How hard was it for you not to just shoot in and take him down?
That was pretty difficult. Because even just a natural reaction just to shoot, especially with him being so tall, the legs are right there. And yeah, there was a couple times where we were in the clinch and I went for the double a couple times and I had to tell myself no, I can't do that. But yeah, that was pretty difficult. Definitely getting more comfortable with that. I'd like to do another Muay Thai fight again. I had a good time. That was a good fight. Good experience. Yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, I love takedowns are what I like to do. So it was hard taking that away from me.
And you mentioned you wanted try Muay Thai again, is there an opponent in mind at Cage Titans that you'd love to get in there with?
No, not quite. I don't really know what there is for opponents for my weight class. That was just like a last minute thing.
Yeah.
I was supposed to fight Joe. I wanted to fight Joe that fight. He had a full fight camp. His opponent backed out. I agreed to fight him. He said no. And then that Muay Thai thing was an opportunity. His opponent backed out too. So I said screw it and hopped on that. That was just to get more cage time, get more experience, and just have fun, really.
Yeah, and would you go to flyweight Muay Thai, or would you stick with bantamweight Muay Thai?
I believe flyweight. I like to do flyweight for my next Muay Thai fight for sure.
Yeah, and obviously this doesn't necessarily have to do with your career, but do you have a favorite fight or fighter, all time, like in the UFC or in Bellator or any of these promotions?
Lately I've been liking Peter.
Yeah.
Adrian Giannis is one of my favorites for sure. I saw you did an interview with him. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was
Yeah.
my latest one I released.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
Yes.
Connor in his prime, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably my first favorite fighter was Chuck Liddell.
Chuck
When I
Liddell.
was a little kid watching the UFC. Yeah, I'm excited for this Peter and O'Malley fight.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I'd say probably Peter right now.
Peter Yan. Yeah, he's a great fighter. So now I'll give you time. You a lot of fighters from Cage Titans are posting about sponsorships and stuff, and you posted it, I believe, a few hours before you got on here. So please, if you could explain your sponsorship tiers to the viewers here, and see if you could get some sponsors off the show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, if any company would like to advertise or put their logo on my fight shorts, fight shirts, contact me. I just posted a thing about it. Yeah, the opportunity is always there. It helps out a lot, especially with trying to train as much as I work, and just work gets in the way of training, so it definitely helps out. Any opportunity or anything helps. So.
And now, sorry. Now here's your time. If you want to shout out any of your social medias or anything you have upcoming, here's your chance.
Yep. Yeah, all I really use is Instagram. You can find me at Tyler Smythe 01. Follow the journey and hop on the Smythe train.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me, and good luck on August 27th.